Okay, just wanted to do just a recap of what we discussed yesterday. And so I got the extra challenging pick-and pattern from last time up. So number 3 from the 8th of March. So what I suggested was do a bar at a time. So you can work this bar up, like try 4 repetitions and go up in 5s. So you really get this thing down. And then work this bar up, 4 repetitions, going up in 5s, really nail that thing. And remember, when you play this, you're basically playing an F major arpeggio, and that's a G major arpeggio. So when I'm playing that, I'm thinking of it as if I am playing those arpeggios. So that means starting with the middle finger in the 3rd bar for the 8, 8, 8, 7, 7, 10, and then I'm going to shift my hand up for the 4th bar for that G major arpeggio, 10, 9, 9, 12, 12. So just keep that in mind to help yourself out there. It's like when I look at these things, when I'm looking at stuff, it's like, where is the easiest place to put the hands for everything? So here, I'm looking at it as we got 12, 14, and 15. So I'm going to put my fingers in a place where I can hit that 12, 14, 15 easily. And down here, 12, or 10, 12, and 14. Now I'm shifting down to this. And then here, now one may look at this where you were at and be like, oh, well, I was on 10, so I need to go to 8. Well, you don't want to go down with your index finger. You want to go down with the middle finger, so this way you're set up for the 8, 7, 10. And then the next thing, 10, 9, 12. Okay. Right, so doing those 2 individually, and then the next day I would work on both of those bars back to back, get a couple, like play it twice through before increasing the speed, and really nail that. Yeah, and then that should get you prepared to play the whole thing. As far as this stuff, the new stuff, what I'd like you to do is just memorize this. Get the shapes down. So your E, I'll change my setting here real quick. So you got that E major chord. And then to make it minor, we take that note on the G string and flat it. So E major, E minor, and then we flat the 5th interval here. We have that E diminished, although might want to hold it with those 2 fingers. But going from one to the next, we would just do it like that. And then F major, it's just taking the E major and moving it up a half step. F minor is taking the E minor and moving that up a half step. E diminished is moved up a half step to F diminished. Major, minor, diminished. For the diminished, build it like this. 1st finger, ring finger, pinky finger, middle finger. 1st, 3rd, 4th, 2nd. We don't want to bar this, because then almost always everyone hits that B string, and that's not part of the chord. We don't want that B string in there. So 4 fingers for that diminished. And the G chord, both ways are acceptable. I usually play it this way, but that way's fine too. So this G has 2 D notes and 1 B. The other has 2 B notes and 1 D. So it's really just, do you want to have more B's or more D's in the chord? So next, the A major, A minor, A diminished. So we take that A major chord to make it minor. We take this C sharp, flat it to a C, and then for Oh my goodness, I just realized something. I hope you haven't. Here, do this. Do us both a favor, please. Highlight that E note there and delete it. That is not supposed to be there. Please do that. Why? Why is that not supposed to be there? That's because there is no E in an A diminished. It's an E flat. We have to have an E flat. Because we're taking this note, the fifth of A, flatting it to the A diminished. So that's what it needs to be. So A major, A minor, A diminished. No high E string. I goofed up yesterday. Please delete that. We do not want that in there. Alright, B major. Just take that A major and moving it up. B minor and B diminished. So first, second, fourth, and third. First, second, fourth, third. First, second, fourth, third for that diminished shape. Then you have an open C major chord, a very uncommon bar chord. Almost, people usually don't use that, but it's a possibility. And you could use it in something. People use this more without the bar, but it's just the same idea as taking this E major and moving that up. You can take the C major and move that up. Alright, and then you got your D major chord, the F sharp on the high E string, flat it to an F. You get yourself a D minor, then flat the A in the D minor chord, flat that A to an A flat. You got yourself a D diminished. So I'm barring with my index finger there. And then you can make those same shapes movable. Whoops. Kind of cool. That's not what I wanted though. So G major like that, it's just taking the D major chord, moving it up, G minor, and G diminished. Oh my goodness. So hopefully all that makes sense. Just try and memorize these shapes. And yeah, any questions, let me know. I will see you again next week.